Year 11, welcome to your analysis of Oh, What Is That Sound? In preparation for your English Literature Poetry exam. If we start with the structure of the poem, Oh, What Is That Sound is a ballad. And a ballad is one of those poems that traditionally was set to music, and as we know from modern day songs and as such, usually have an emotional theme, i.e. love, which is evident throughout the poem. The irony being, I suppose, with Oh, What Is That Sound, is that the ballad is almost flipped on its head in the sense that the man leaves his wife. We have regular stanzas. The regular stanzas, obviously, as always, it's your interpretation of why they're used. You could argue that it's, it represents the routine of the military, and the idea that they don't like this routine to be disturbed. And it is, obviously, it's disturbed by the guy who is a coward. It could represent the repetitiveness of the sound of maybe the drumming or the sound of the soldiers marching. Again, it's your interpretation of why regular stanzas are used. It could be the build-up of chaos. Any of those things are a good interpretation. The poem also uses alternate rhyme, straightforward reason. You've got the contrasting, I suppose, opinions and views of the husband and the wife. The wife, as we see, asking all the questions, is extremely confused about what's going on, whereas the husband knows. The husband is well aware of what he has done. So you have the alternate perspectives. She doesn't know why the army are approaching. The husband almost tries to hide why they are approaching, if you like. If we begin our analysis of language with stanza 1, Oh, what is that sound which so thrills the ear? The use of oh suggests a worrying tone. Is it that the woman, the wife, is worried, confused, scared? I suppose initially it might be excitement, especially when she says, what is the sound which so thrills the ear? Is it a sense of excitement that she's feeling, or is it the fact that she's naive and doesn't really understand what the sound is? Down in the valley, drumming. As we see throughout the poem, it's always a question there, which, as we said, builds up the woman's confusion and the fact that she doesn't understand why the army are approaching. We have the repetition of the second word in every single question, so drumming, brightly, brightly, morning, morning. And this is the rhythm of the soldiers approaching. I can't get my words out, sorry. This is the rhythm, as I say, of the soldiers approaching their house. Then we have the male, the husband's answer, only the scarlet soldiers dear. The colour scarlet obviously is red, and we know that has connotations of death and danger, and I suppose it foreshadows the fact that the danger is approaching him. The soldiers are coming. The final line there is a hint at the fact that they're coming to get him. The husband repeats the word dear, as we can see when he's answering the questions, and this is him trying his best to comfort his wife. Into stanza 2, well, what is that light I see flashing so clear at the distance, brightly, brightly? You've got this heroic impression of the soldiers here and the idea that they are powerful. I suppose the light flashing in the distance could be the foreshadowing of death. In the answer this time, we have the sun and their weapons dear as they step lightly. Again, the last sentence of each stanza is a warning to us as they step lightly, has implications that they, I suppose, are a threat. And people don't realise that they're a threat. Irony being there that the husband waits till the last minute to run away, and again the wife doesn't realise that they're a threat to her. In this next stanza at the top, the wife changes her questions from what to why. So this suggests that she needs to know the motivation of why they are doing things. The idea that she needs to know more. They left the road down there. Why are they suddenly wheeling? Repetitive rhythm, again, the implication that they are marching, and the fact that they are approaching, and it's inevitable. Perhaps a change in their orders. Notice he's not so sure now. He doesn't actually know where they are going. Obviously, as I've said before, the irony is that they're coming for him. Why are you kneeling? Is it that she is praying? Has she realised that there could be some sort of danger here and has just decided to pray to God? As she continues to ask questions, the tension builds. We have an increase in pace. The husband does try to calm her down, but is unable to do so. We move down to the stanza there about the farmer at the bottom. It must be the farmer that lives so near. It must be the farmer so cunning. Obviously cunning there suggests a scheme, an invasion possibly. They have passed the farmyard already, dear, and now they are running. We have this idea that they are trapped and that they can't escape the soldiers that are approaching. As we approach the end of the poem, we have the use of the exclamation mark there. Where are you going? Stay with me here. The exclamation mark adds panic, it adds emotion, it picks up the pace. Stay with me here, that, you know, the short, sharp sentence that she can't prevent him from leaving. We have the emotive language deceiving now. So the idea, the marching of the soldiers that we've had in previous stanzas has been replaced with emotion here, and the fact that he's lied to her and he hasn't told her the truth and she feels betrayed. The woman is presented as powerless here. I promise to love you, dear, but I must be leaving is his response. Notice that we've got the direct pronoun you there as they address each other. The emotive language, love. Irony being, I promise to love you, but I'm leaving. Ironic there that he's going to leave. You know, at the first sight of danger, I suppose. Oh, it's broken the lock and splintered the door. It's broken the lock, obviously physically as they barge into the house, but it could be a metaphor for he's broken her heart. Or it's the gate where they're turning. Every second line is a question until now. There's no questions left to ask because she finally understands why the army have been frantically approaching different places. They've been looking for her husband. Their boots are heavy on the floor and their eyes are burning. The eyes are burning suggests power, destruction, anger, unspeakable cruelty, that he's probably going to suffer at the hands of the men, obviously, for being a coward. I suppose the overall message here by W.H. Auden is that conflict can destroy relationships. Interestingly, he doesn't specify which war this is, so the implication then is that obviously any war, any period of time, destroys relationships.